Hi everybody, today's circuit is a lot about planks and abs. So we're going to start by getting onto the floor. All you need really is some space around you, maybe a yoga mat if you're doing it outside or on hardwood floor. And then just for one of the exercises we'll grab a pair of weights, but if you don't want to use them, you don't need it. Let's get started. First exercise. So you're going to stand with your feet just slightly outside of your hips perhaps. You're going to start by going into a squat. Place the right hand down, right next to your right foot. Now this displaces your right leg, so you're going to take it and step it back. Left hand goes down near your left foot, so that means your left leg is going to go back. Now step the right leg in, which means your right hand comes off the mat. Left leg in, left hand comes off the mat, and you come to a standing position. When you come to that standing position, you're going to straighten through the legs first. Straighten through your back first, and then use the legs to push up. So what I mean is from here, you don't want to come up this way where your upper body comes up last. From this last release position, you want to stay with your chest lifted and then push using your legs to come up to the standing position. If you want, you can do 30 seconds leading with the same leg going back, which will be the right, and then switch for the other 30 seconds with the left leg leading back. I don't know what I'm going to do. I might alternate or I might do 30 seconds. Maybe I'll try and alternate, all right? So if you're with me, let's get started now. So we're going down with the right, back, back, in, and up. Now left, back, back, in, and up. Keep going. Now once you've got this movement, you can choose to add some speed to it if you want. And really push up through the heels when you come up. So every time, you want to make sure your feet are coming up right in line with the hands, and you're coming into a good squat, going back into a good plank too. Don't worry so much about the alternating if it's messing you up. Like I said, 30 seconds on each side works just fine too. Really press through the heels. Use your quads, use your glutes when you're coming up off of that squat. We're almost there. Maybe one more on each side. Last one with the left. And done. So we're taking it down to the mat for this one. We're going to work the abs. If you want to, pick up a pair of weights. If not, you don't have to. Watch the movement. Your feet are going to be down on the floor. Knees are bent. Weights are right here. You're going to come up for a half sit-up. Punch across. Go down. Other side. Go down. Now full sit-up, all the way up, punch, and punch. Roll back down. Halfway, halfway, all the way up, across, and across. That's gonna be your combination. It is gonna work your arms because you're using the weights, but if you feel like you don't want to, then put them down. If you need to modify, and you cannot do the full sit-up, and you're not using weights, then what you can do is come up for the half sit-up, go across, so you have one hand for support, and then instead of coming up for the full sit-up, just give me 2 crunches right here. So you can modify doing it this way. So you're never coming up for the full sit-up, because if that's a challenge for you, you have back issues you're dealing with, this might be a perfect compromise, and don't worry about the weights. Just rotate, keeping one arm to support your head. You ready? Let's get started. I'm gonna do it with the weights today. Ready, and go. It's a half sit-up across. Twist that torso, bring it all the way up, punch and punch. Roll back down, half sit up, all the way up, across and across. Great, halfway. Exhaling every time you come up for that crunch, whether it's the half sit up or the full sit up. Squeeze through the abs. Rotate your torso so you're hitting abs from all sections, your obliques and the center part, the main portion of your abs, your six-pack. I'm getting a nice workout through the arms too. Tuck your chin under slightly if you start to feel pressure on your neck. We're almost done though, all the way up. It might be slightly over, but I love this so much, so I'm gonna do one last one. All the way up, across, across, and release. So we're gonna start this one again in a plank position. Hands under your shoulders. If you're modifying, then you're on your knees. If you're not, you're on your toes. And if you're modifying, you're right here. Try to walk your knees slightly behind your hips so that you still have a little bit extra weight coming into your hands. You're gonna take one arm at a time. Doesn't matter to me which arm you start with. I'm gonna start with this one so you can see the movement. I'm gonna circle the arm around and bring it back down. Other side, circle the arm around and bring it back down. If you're doing it in a full plank, same movement, right here, all the way back and in, opening up to the shoulder, all the way back and in. What you don't want happening, whether you're on your knees or your hands, is turning your entire body when you circle. So try to keep the shoulders as square as you can to the floor as you go for that rotation. That'll really engage your core and make it harder for you to stay balanced, and that'll be more effective for your core than if you allow your body to turn. If you're ready, let's start our minute now. I'm starting with my right hand, big circle and back, rotate and back. Your body's gonna lean a little bit from side to side because naturally you're shifting your weight from both arms to one arm. And so a little bit of a tilt is natural, and that's fine. But if you notice, I'm still trying to keep my shoulders square to the mat. I'm not allowing my body to turn onto its side. And if you see my feet, they're not really twisting in any direction. So reach forward, above, behind, all directions. Nice and long with the arm as you reach. Keep that inhale, exhale going. Even if you're on your knees, you're gonna make the movement as big as you possibly can with the arms. Warming up through the shoulders, finding that stability and that balance as you keep switching one arm to the other. We're almost done. A last pair, one on each side. Great work, and release. So we're gonna try and bring the heart rate up a bit with this one, still keeping the toning going. Grab your weights if you wanna use them. Here's the movement. You're gonna start with the weights right here at your shoulder. Feet are just outside of your hips again, because you're gonna start down, going for a squat. Hold there. So I try to bring my elbows and touch my knees with my elbows, but you can see where your squat ends up and come to a squat that's comfortable for you. Don't worry, we're not staying here. You're then gonna place the weights down, go back, either jump back or walk back into a plank. So if you're jumping back, you're there. Jumping in again, pick up your weight, still staying in squat, and then press up the arms as you stand up. Modified, if you're not jumping back, come down for that squat, place the hands down, walk back into plank, walk back in, lift your weights off the floor, and press up. If the press up is too hard or you start to get tired, you can just stand up and keep the weights right here. You don't have to push the arms up all the way. If you cannot go into plank at all from that position, maybe you want to modify further, go down into a squat, step one leg back, come back in, and there. Go down into a squat, step the other leg back, come back in, and up there. So that's another variation that you could use if the plank is too hard for you to get into. All right, guys, I'm going to do the full one. Pick whatever works for you, and let's get our minute started now. Take it down, arms down, jump back out, in, bring the weights in, press up. Good. Weight is in my heels, and I'm going down for that squat. Knees are staying behind my toes. Back is flat. Chest is lifted before I stand up. So I'm not looking down at the floor when I'm in that squat position. My head and chest stay lifted until the very end when I go into plank. Make sure you keep your gaze ahead. Remember, if the jumps get to be too hard, you can always walk it both directions or maybe one direction. Maybe it's easier for you to jump back, but harder for you to jump in. Either way, we're almost done. The last one, perhaps, really good for your legs, arms, and core. You did it. For this one, on your back, hands behind your head. You're gonna bring the knees in. 1, crunch in. Hold a crunch, press your legs away 2. Crunch back in 3, and tap down 4. Are you ready? Let's go. In, press, in, and down. Now watch my knees push away too as my legs extend. So they're not staying in. I'm not just doing an extension like this. I'm actually taking my knees away from me as I extend the legs. And I hold that crunch as the extension happens. Exhale. Really squeeze through the abs. Try your best to hold it off the floor, head and shoulders. Legs are just going diagonally away from me. Never holding your breath, either inhaling or exhaling. At no point should you be holding in. Keep your feet flexed. Just a couple more. Last one. And release. So that was your 5-minute workout for today. Upper body, lower body, arms, legs, abs, glutes, name it, you got it. It was a total body workout. Guys, if you have another 5 minutes, just get it done. 2 circuits, all your workout, finished for the day. See you again soon next time. Bye.